Hey trainers, welcome back to Trainer TV. We are here on Poke Beach and we're going to do a Bandit Ring / Ancient Origins set review. Alright guys, let's get into this review. Now, just a side note, some things do change between the Japanese sets and the English sets. I am using the Japanese translations right now, so you know there might be a few minor changes. I also believe I've seen 1 or 2 cards that are going to be in our English set that I haven't seen in the Bandit Ring set, and we'll get into those as well. Alright guys, the first card we're going to look at, we're going to skip from Gloom all the way here to Vileplume, and this is a card that was talked about a lot at first, just thinking that they were going to shut off your opponent's item cards, but as we've gotten more into this, we see that it shuts off all items for both you and your opponent with its ability, Frustrating Pollen. As long as this Pokemon is in play, both you and your opponent can't play item cards. Wow. This can be a very interesting mechanic to play around with. I know I'm going to definitely play around with it, especially with a stadium that I'll show you guys coming up here. So very potentially fun / as it says, Frustrating Pollen / very frustrating. Yeah, it can be really it's gonna be a hard thing to counter, except with another card I'll show you guys. But its attack isn't very good. It's the 3 energy for 70 damage, so you know, not the greatest attack, but he can stay on your bench, so you don't really need to attack with him. We have a Bellossom as well. 20 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. You know, it's all right. You can take a look at that. I think the Vileplume will be used. Definitely more out of the 2 of those. Gyarados is awesome, guys. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Both active Pokemon are now poisoned, excluding grass Pokemon. Now, this will come in handy in another deck I'll show you here later. With the Machamp, I'll just say it now just so you guys can keep it in mind. It'll be really good, I believe, compared with or paired with the Machamp EX. Now, a lot of people are really hyping up the Sceptile EX and the Mega Sceptile. So let's read these and kind of see what the hype's about. Let's see, Sceptile EX, this major form here. I'll start bringing these cards up to a higher resolution or just make them bigger. Sleep Poison for 1 energy, does 10 damage. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. Pretty good. It's kind of like, I think Skull mentioned, it's kind of like a Hypnotoxic Laser put into 1 attack. But I don't know if people will really be using it for that, just because you have to flip a coin, which is, in my opinion, I hate flipping coins. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack does 70 more damage. Okay, cool. So first attack, if you hit that heads, you know, there's 2 damage, or there's 2 special conditions on your opponent's Pokemon. Let's see, and then if your opponent's active Pokemon, okay, so then it would come into the second attack. So you'd basically have to hit the first attack to be able to use the second one, or you can pair it with Gyarados to poison your opponent's Pokemon, then use the second attack, which could do a fair amount of damage. It does, what, 70 more damage? So yeah, 130 once you get that going, and they'd probably be poisoned, so, you know, in between turns. So yeah, guys, that's a really good attack, the 60 plus the 70. You know, I can see why it's getting that hype. Let's see, now its mega form, let me bring that one up here. It has a ancient trait called Stop. Prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll see how that one gets paired, or what that could be paired with as we get on later and start playing with these cards. Its attack, though, Jagged Saber, 100 damage. You may attach 2 grass energy from your hand to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. If you do, remove all damage from each Pokemon you attach them to. So it's pretty good. Like, it has that healing power that grass is known for, and then it's just a Sceptile EX, that can do a lot of damage as well when you're putting those special conditions on. So, you know, definitely an option for deck builders. I don't think I'll play that one, but I know a lot of people are hyping it up. I do like this Vespiquen though. Let me bring this one up. This, in my opinion, is the better of the two Vespiquens. Let's see. Let's read its first attack. 10 damage. You may draw cards from your deck until there are 6 cards in your hand. It is a stage 1, so you can get them out right away with that Wally or with a new grass stadium coming up that I've mentioned already before. It's its second attack, 20 damage. This attack does 10 more damage for each Pokemon card in your discard pile. So it's kind of like the new Flareon is what people are calling it, where, you know, you can use it in that Night March deck, or, you know, pair it with some other cards similar to that, where you can do massive damage. Now this one, as an idea, as we'll see, some of the evolutions in this deck are very interesting for stage 1 Pokemon. So once I read these, I would suggest to you go through your Pokemon collection right now. Look at your stage 1s that could be like potential fighters, and see how they would do with these evolutions. Leave a comment below too of what you guys find, and I'll do the same. Let you guys know what I'm thinking of pairing those with when you can do like multiple types in a Pokemon to try to hit for that that weakness. So that's going to be fun. All right, guys. Now the next Vespiquen is not as good in my opinion, but it's still kind of fun. It has that double ancient trait, so you can have the 2 Pokemon tools attached to it. Does Speed Drain, does 20 damage, heal damage from this Pokemon equal to the damage done to the defending Pokemon. The next one, 3 times. You flip 3 coins, and it's times the number of heads. I never like coin flips. Let's move on to Virizion. Rescue, search your discard pile for 2 Pokemon, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand. You know, that could be a potentially really good deck. It could be done, you know, in the early game if you're using battle compressors, or it could be done late game as well. Prize counter is the second attack. Let me bring them up here. Sorry, guys. Doesn't get that much bigger. 40 damage. If you have more prize cards left than your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. It's pretty cool. Pretty darn good. Okay. So guys, now we're here to the Flareon, which, oh, nice. I like how this one gets bigger for us. This is the start of the 3 evolutions that have this ability. It's Flare Effect. As long as this Pokemon is in play, all of your Stage 1 Pokemon are Fire, as well as their original type. So, like I said, look at your Stage 1 Pokemon. Now you can make them Fire, which means you can take advantage of some of the Fire Pokemon, I guess, tools and just trainer cards that they have assisting from Flash Fire. There's a few of them. So take a look at those cards and see if you want to use them on your Stage 1 Pokemon now, because they're Fire Pokemon as well, if you throw out the Flareon. So awesome card. His attack is a flippy one. So mainly, sorry, what I've seen from these evolutions are they're going to be really used for their abilities and not so much their attacks. Okay, our next card is Entei here. He has a picture here with 4 of them. Burning Scent, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Attach any fire energy you find there to your Pokemon any way you like. Combat Blaze, 20 damage plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Wow. Actually, that's pretty good. With the current format we have now, where we have Skyfield, so a lot of people are playing those benched, this could be a pretty good Pokemon. Now, the second Entei here has the double, so it's you can attach the 2 tools as well. It just looks awesome. Look at that art, guys. It's really beautiful. I've seen a few of the Japanese holos here and some of the Bandit ring boxes that people have opened, and it's awesome. So yeah, take a look at some of these cards here. I'm not going to read every attack from every Pokemon as we need to start getting going. But yeah, just take a look at some of these guys. It's over here on Pokebeach.com. They are awesome. Awesome cards. I'm really looking forward to this set. It's really beautiful. I loved Roaring Skies, and I just think this continues on with just the quality overall of the art as well as some of the mechanics in the game, and it only continues with the next set, XY Break, which I will make a video here in a few days of, so look out for that as well. Okay, we have Volcarona. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then attach 2 basic energy cards from your deck to that Pokemon. This could be a really great starting Pokemon. Basically play it down, use that Wally, get it out, attach that 1 energy, and start with your more powerful Pokemon, just pulling them from your deck and pulling 2 energies from your deck and putting them straight onto that Pokemon. Think of the speed this could create for some of the Pokemon that really need those like big energy costs, or have those big energy costs. It could be a game changer, especially. That'd be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And then Flamethrower is okay. It does 60 damage, and then you have to discard an energy attached to it. Here's the Ancient Trait one. It's all right. The Stop ability again, 80 damage. Your opponent switches the defending Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. This is fun. I like it. I'm going to try it out, definitely, for sure. It is a stage 1, so I'm going to use the 2 of the other evolutions. I can't make, it's a fire Pokemon already, so I can't use Flareon. But yeah, so you can potentially hit for weakness and still switch that Pokemon out, bring up a new one. So it could be fun. I mean, not top tier, but definitely fun. All right, guys, now the next cards we're going to look at are these Gyaradoses. The first one you can kind of just read on your own. Nothing too much. Now, this second Gyarados people are talking about, it has the Theta Double, which you can have the 2 Pokemon tools attached to it, which is awesome. Always love that. And then its first attack is the one that's worth noting. It does the 2 color, for the 2 colorless energy, which you could just have that 1 double colorless energy, does 30 plus. However, this translation says 30 times, so it's going to be 30 plus, as you can see here on the card. This attack does 30 damage plus the number of damage counters on all of your benched Magikarp. So that is awesome. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like how you would do that, bring it out. I know there's a stadium when you bring it out if it's not a Team Plasma. I think Frozen City. There's one card you can put with this. Just put those Magikarp right onto the bench and, you know, get that huge damage amount there. But I don't know if it does enough damage to be worth it, as well as you can't really keep those Magikarp alive for very long when they already have 2 damage counters on them, since they only have that 30 HP. Here's a Vaporeon that kind of mirrors that Flareon there. It just makes your stage 1 Pokemon water Pokemon as well, and it kind of has the same attack. It's that 3 energy, and it's just 70 damage, no real effect other than that. The Relicanth Deep Sea Search for 2 Pokemon tools, show them to your opponent and put them into your hand. Just not really worth it, as far as I can see. Regice here, Ice Beam, 30. If hedge your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. All right, next one, 70 damage during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon EX. So awesome. So we kind of have a counter to EX Pokemon. Unfortunately, you need that 3 energy on him to do that, and it does 70 damage. But it will block EXs, so, you know, maybe you throw one or something in your water deck, since it needs that water energy. And if your opponent's only playing Pokemon EX, kind of bad for him. All right, we have a Kyurem EX, is one of our first EXs we'll look at here. Come and read him. He looks, I love the blue, guys. I love the blue here on these water Pokemon EXs. All right, next we have this Jolteon here with the electric effect. As long as this Pokemon is in play, all of your stage 1 Pokemon are now lightning Pokemon as well. So we have Flareon changing them to fire. Then we have, Vaporeon changing them to water. And now we have Jolteon with the lightning, changing them to the lightning Pokemon, electric. Awesome, guys. All right, we have Ampharos EX. There's a look there. A lot of people are also talking about him. Let's read him. So we have a Thunder Rod. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You might choose as many lightning energy you find there. Shuffle the remaining Pokemon, or show the remaining cards back into your deck. So you just, look at the top 4. If there's electric there, you can attach it right to Ampharos. Its second attack does that 4 energy. It's 100 damage. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or whatever on effects on the defending Pokemon. So it's all right. Now let's look at this Mega. Okay, we have Exavolt for 120. You may make this attack do 50 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If you do this, Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. Still not that bad. We doing what? 170 and making them paralyzed if we choose to do that, do the 30 to ourselves. That's pretty good. I like that. That's not bad. What else could we do to make that damage more? I mean, Muscle Band, or maybe we still play some Hypnotoxic Lasers before they're rotated. Get that poison on there, and you're knocking out a lot of EXs. But let's see. We have Rotom. You guys can look at that, and nothing I want to talk about. We have Blast Will ability here on this Unknown. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. This doesn't count as knocking out this Pokemon. Then draw a card. So you guys can drop it right to your bench and then immediately discard it and draw a card. He's kind of a cool little draw power Pokemon there. I want to keep going down, see what I could do. Guys can come read some of these ball toys. Claydol. Okay, so I really like this Golurk here. It has the ancient trait stop, so prevent the effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon. As long as this Pokemon is in play, it is both psychic and fighting type. And it is a stage 1, my friends. I think it was the Pokemon Evolutionaries along with 8-Bit Bach in their set review who mentioned, he's a stage 1. Make him 5 types. Hit for that many weaknesses. So that's a really cool idea. I really like that. It does super power, does 80 damage. You may make this attack do 40 more damage. If you do this, Pokemon does 20 damage to itself. Not bad. It has 4 energy, but 80? You can choose to do 120. Plus, if you hit for weakness, that's 240. Basically knocking out even Mega Pokemon EX. So he can be really good, guys. Really good. He has a resistance to fighting and a weakness to dark. That dark weakness to me isn't too big of a deal. So he could be a really cool Pokemon, guys. The next one is Hoopa, which we're mainly using for his ability where you just play him to your bench and you can search your deck for 3 Pokemon EX and put them into your hand. That's crazy. Hyperspace Furious's attack, discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 100 damage to that Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon unless if you have a wide lens attached to him. But, it's kind of that rare case where you have to have somebody weak to Psychic on your opponent's bench. And then you can hit for the 200 damage with a wide lens. So that could be good. Let's see what else. Okay, so in my opinion, I know it's dimensional, but I think his head is a little too small, and that's what I think. And in the full art one, I think his head is too big, and we'll look at that here. But right now he's like But I love Machamp. No hate to Machamp, so don't hate me for that. He was the first holo Pokemon I ever had. Little piece of info there on my old Pokemon collecting days. His first attack is Thrash, does 20 times for 2 energy. This attack does 20 times the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. This Pokemon is now confused. So alright, you can confuse yourself, which is good for a second attack. Crazy Hammer, 80 damage. If this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack does 80 more damage then remove all special conditions from this Pokemon. All right, so this is why it's so awesome. So you can use Gyarados to poison him in the same turn. Awesome. So now your opponent's poisoned, Machamp's poisoned. Because he is poisoned, he does 80 more damage. So he's doing 160 right there. And then you have muscle bands, you have the fighting special energy, you have the fighting stadiums, you have all this fighting support to make that second attack crazy. Like, I definitely want to build a Machamp deck because, well, first of all, he means a lot to me since he was my first holo, but this attack is awesome. I love it. I really like it. Definitely try it out for yourselves if you like fighting Pokemon, if you like Machamp. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Nothing too much right here. I'll read this Regirock. His second attack, it does 60 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, it does 60 more damage. So, unfortunately, there's that 3 energy that Regice had, or Regice, I don't know. So it is expensive, but they do wreck Pokemon EXs. So that's nice. We have another Golurk here. Not as good as the other one. You guys can read that. His second attack is Coin Flip again. Now we get into Tyranitar, which is it can be a really fun deck. Let me pull this guy up here. First of all, he's awesome. Just stomping out of the card towards you guys. Head Smash, 60 damage for 3 energy. All right. Ground Break, 130 damage, just 10 damage to each of your benched Pokemon. So kind of dangerous there. When one of your... Okay, now let's go to its Mega because that's the really fun one. As you can see here, his Destroyer King attack. That's just an awesome name. All right, so Destroyer King. First of all, he has the double. This Pokemon can have 2 Pokemon tools attached to it. Destroyer King, 110 damage. Does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So awesome. You can do stuff like, I don't know. You can do bats to put damage counters on that. There's many ways to put damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, so that he can hit for large amounts of damage. Just let that sink in. 110 base, then 60 more damage for each damage counter on there. If he had 2, that's 120 extra damage just being done. That is insane. Now, here's its weakness, in my opinion, and this goes out to Professor Chris, who does the Saturday morning strategy / our new series here, how to build a Pokemon deck, with me. He mentioned, and I had not thought of this before, so with that double attack, this Pokemon can have 2 Pokemon tools attached to it. That means, since it's an EX, you can throw 2 head ringers onto it. Yay! So you can disrupt your opponent even more by throwing 2 head ringers. And I believe that works. If you're a professor and you've heard otherwise, definitely let me know. But I don't see any reason not, since it allows 2 Pokemon tools attached. Just throw 2 head ringers on there. Our opponent needs 6 energy to do this attack. So, pretty awesome. But Destroyer King is great just by himself. Not many decks run a lot of head ringers. Maybe they'll start to, but I doubt it, just to counter that one Pokemon EX. Because your opponent might not have it, and then you're wasting cards in your deck. Sableye is worth looking at. I like its first attack. For 1 dark energy, you can choose a supporter card in your opponent's discard pile and use that effect as the effect of this attack. So that's awesome. You can use ace trainers, you can use whatever you want to as the effect of this attack. So you can do some good disruption just using that attack and still play your supporter for the turn. So that's really nice. Silent Placement is his second attack. It just plays 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that's fun. Let's say we have Inkay, we have Malamar. You guys can read those too. Let's go all the way to this Metagross here. He has ability Magnet Warp. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Then your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. So yeah, this is like playing the switching game. That's awesome. I love it. Let's see what else. He can do 80 damage plus 80 if you discard all metal energy attached to him. Here's a ancient trait one you guys can look at. He has the Theta double as well, so that's a cool ancient trait. Yeah, definitely come do your research here on Poke Beach. We have Registeel 70. This one has effects for Pokemon EX as well, like its two other counterparts. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, discard one energy attached to it. So, you know, you throw this guy up and you're just discarding your opponent's energy. Decent disruption Pokemon. We have a Gardevoir here. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. That's an awesome ability, guys. This is really cool. 20 damage from each of them. So, like, that can be a really cool counter to the bats. You know, they place down their Golbat, their Crobats, and you're taking most of that off per turn. So, that's awesome. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and do 50 damage to it. That's alright as well. Not the best. Definitely not the best. It is fairy though, so you can hit a dragon they're building up on the bench with a wide lens for weakness. Now we get to a Pokemon. Come look at Whimsicott as a good attack that I love, and that people are saying it's going to be one of the best ones, best cards out there. Is Giratina or Giratina. I don't want to offend anybody. I say Giratina. Prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolved Pokemon. That is awesome. He's just sitting out there, and who cares if they Mega up? Like, they're not going to do anything to you. So that's fun. Now his attack is what makes things nasty, like bad. Chaos Veil, 100 damage. So that's decent output damage for what he's going to do. During your opponent's next turn, he or she can't play any Pokemon tools, special energy, or stadium cards from his or her hand. All right, so we now have this Giratina blocking those three things. Another option to do, like I mentioned in the very beginning, is to use Vileplume. So get Vileplume out here now, and your opponent can't play tools, special energy, stadium cards, or any item cards whatsoever. Yeah, that's nasty. It has a 4 energy cost, but you know, you have double dragon energy now. You have the double colorless, so it's really not a big deal. He is awesome. I love him. I love that artwork too. Let me bring him back up. Just look how golden, like majestic he looks. It's so awesome. We have a Goomy here. Ability Dilution. When you attach water energy from your hand to this Pokemon, you may use this ability, search to your deck for a Goomy and put it onto your bench. Alright. It's okay. It just has 40 HP though, so that's really low. But this Slagoo here doesn't have any good attacks. Let's look at this Goodra though. Liquid Blow for 2 colorless. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage to that Pokemon. For each energy, its retreat cost. Don't apply weakness or resistance unless you have the wide lens. So, you know, a lot of the Pokemon out there have the 3 or 4 energy retreat, so this could do a lot of damage. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see what else. We have a cool Meowth here, and we have a Persian actually in this set, so that's cool to see. There's our Eevee that we'll be getting our evolutions out of. We have a Porygon, Porygon 2, Oregon Z. Let me bring up this Z here. There's 2 Z's in this set. Its first one, discard all special energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's a pretty good burst attack. Its second attack, 70 damage. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attack costs 1 colorless more. Ooh, interesting. If you're playing against an EX, that could be really cool, with, you know, the head ringers as well. And then you force them to have another energy on there. So that's 2 more energy. Or if they have that double, and you already have the double head ringer on there, that's 3 more energy they need. So that could be a pain for them. Let's set this Porygon Z. It has the Theta Stop, which, you know, blocks your opponent's effects, you know, of his abilities. It's a colorless. Digital Reboot is his first attack. Choose any number of evolved Pokemon on your bench. You may remove as many evolution cards from those Pokemon as you like and put them into your hand. So those are great for things like Crawdont, where you play them down to discard an energy. Great for bats and, you know, Milotics, stuff like that, where you need to play down that energy, or that last stage of Pokemon. That might even work with Togekiss, you know, if there's something you can use there. So definitely play around with Porygon Z. Both of his versions are pretty good. Lugia EX, as many have said, is going to probably replace that Mewtwo once it rotates with the Arrow Ball attack. 20 times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon and the defending Pokemon. Its second attack, though, is kind of cool. It's 80 damage. If there's a stadium card in play, this attack does 70 more damage, then discard that stadium card. So 150, and you're discarding a stadium card. So definitely cool. Eco Arm, shuffle 3 Pokemon tools from your discard pile back into your deck. So okay, this is our first tool recycler. We have Sacred Ash that recycles Pokemon already, and as I'll show you here in a bit, we also have one now that shuffles energy back in. So those are kind of replace the loss of Lysander's trump card. Here's a Paint Roller. Discard a stadium card in play, then draw a card. You know, just awesome, cool little draw power. Level Ball is reprinted. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Awesome. I love Level Ball, especially, you know, in the stage 2 decks, which take a little longer to set up. Great. Lucky Helmet here. Attach a Pokemon tool to one of your Pokemon. Okay, what does it do? When the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, draw 2 cards. Okay, so you kind of attach it to, it's just kind of a draw power. We have a Sceptile Spirit Link. I'll give you the picture here. As you guys know, most of what the Spirit Links do just doesn't make you waste that turn when you Mega Evolve. We have an Ampharos and a Tyranitar one. Let's look at these real fast. Beautiful, guys. Look at the artwork on these. That'll be great holo or reverse holo. Yeah, awesome. I think I like the Ampharos better. Just like the red and the yellow combined is really cool. Next we have Ace Trainer, which people are saying is kind of a replacement of N, even though it's really different. It plays really different. Both players shuffle their hands into your deck, then you draw 6 cards and your opponent draws 3. So, yeah, you're getting that guaranteed 6, which is nice, and the 3 card disruption from your opponent. Hex Maniac is what I mentioned earlier, the one that could get around the Vileplume if you need the turn and you need to play those trainers. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon in play in each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities. So you got to shut off that Vileplume for a turn. You give your opponent a turn using their item cards as well, but definitely great to kind of just play around with your hand before you get shut off again. So that's kind of the big counter to Vileplume. I'm glad it's in the same set because we'll need it. We have Color Drain City. Between turns, place 2 damage counters on each Mega Evolved Pokemon in play. Some more Mega Evolution Hate paired with Giratina. We have Giant Plant Force, which I am super excited about. I love grass Pokemon, but each player's grass Pokemon can evolve during the first turn and on the turn they were put into play. But basically it means you can go to your basic Pokemon to your stage 2 in the same turn. So yeah, even your first turn in play, if you can get the stadium card out, yeah, you do your basic, just throw your stage, level ball to your stage 1, and then yeah, either Wally or Ultra Ball for your second evolution, and you have them out right on the first turn. We get our 2 special energies in this set, which will be Flash Energy and Bad Energy. So guys, let's look at this Flash Energy. It's a Lightning Energy here. You just attach it to a Lightning Pokemon, and then that Pokemon has no weakness. This can still be paired with Jolteon if you have them out for any of your Stage 1 Pokemon of any type, because that Jolteon also makes it electric or lightning, and they have no weakness now. So that's awesome. All right, now let's look at this Bad Energy. When the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's Pokemon's EX's attack, put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon EX. All right, not bad. That's kind of fun there. A little more EX hate, kind of trying to balance out the systems here between evolutions and EXs. So that's great. And we'll see what the Break Evolution has in store for us too. Now we get into our full arts. Now these are great. They're beautiful. I'll bring all of these up for you. There is our Sceptile EX. You guys can come look at these longer here. Our Mega Sceptile EX. Awesome. This is great. Oh man, I really like that. Flareon EX. I like this a lot better than the regular EX form. Definitely a beautiful card. Let's get into here. Okay. We have the Ampharos EX full art, the Mega full art. Guys, this set is beautiful. Now, guys, so Hoopa EX is my favorite full art here. Just look at how beautiful this card is. I cannot wait till I have one of these in my collection. I will be opening up, if everything goes right, a Ancient Origins booster case. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of that Ancient Origins action. It'll be great. So here's kind of what I mentioned before. In the other Machamp, his head was too small. Here, I think his head is a little too big. I mean, it's almost there. Like, it's just like a tad off. I know they're doing dimensions, so, you know, his head is supposed to look a little smaller because his fist is up there. You know, I get that. I understand the artisan perspective. But it's just like a tiny bit off on both ones. This is a pretty cool card here, this full art. Pretty basic in design, but that kind of adds to it, I think. Let's look at this Mega Tyranitar, our Destroy Our King here. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. And this is actually one of the full arts that I like the regular EX better. The regular Giratina is just gold and coming out and, you know, majestic. This one looks a little more yellowish here on his full art, but still a cool card altogether. And here's the Lugia EX as well. So awesome. Now we get into our kind of, I think these are classified as secret rares in the set. These is our shiny Pokemon versions of Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon EX, and Mega Rayquaza. So a lot of you guys have seen these already because they're, you know, super hype, super awesome. Like, they just look like the older stone kind of eating away here, and it's, I want these. These are awesome. My favorite, it does have to be the Mega Rayquaza. I'm sure a lot of people say that. But, oh man, just look at these colors. These are great. They do have different ancient traits than their other versions. So definitely take a look at those. And then we have 2 gold cards here. We have the Energy Retrieval. So the bringing, I think it's 2. Yeah, 2 from your discard pile into your hand. 2 energies. And then the Trainer's Mail, which is a highly played card. I play them in my decks 3 or 4, usually 4. So, you know, if you have those gold ones, that's just awesome. Now, let me go show you 2 other ones that were not in this set. Alright guys, Poke Beach also has this little section of English Ancient Origins cards as they're being revealed. Now, 2 ones like I mentioned before that were not in what we just saw, not in the Japanese version. We have a reprint of Lysander here. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of his or her active Pokemon, a highly played card. So you know, there's one of them. I think there's two, and I'll show you the other one here. This one is big. This is what I was talking about. It's Energy Recycler. Shuffle 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. So now I have, like I said, the Sacred Ash, which shuffles 5 Pokemon back to your deck. We now have Energy Recycler, shuffle 5 basic energy cards, and we have the Eco Arm that shuffles the 3 Pokemon tools back into your deck. And I believe it's called Eco Arm, and yeah, it's Eco Arm in English as well. So awesome, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you are excited for Ancient Origins, as well as hit that subscribe button. We'll do so many Pokemon card openings for this set. It's going to be crazy, as well as going to the pre-releases and the other things we usually do here on Trainer TV. So I'll see you guys next time, and remember, train on. Yeah.